Welcome to Sonic Bros. Today I will go over the history of the free Looney Birds locations. So, Looney Birds is a place that opened free free locations in Covington, Louisiana, Orlando, Florida, and Jackson, Tennessee. First, First, I will go over Jackson, Tennessee. So the Looney Birds in Jackson, Tennessee, opened around the mid-90s and shut down around the early 2000s. And they had arcade games, pizza, play zones, and the animated Rock of Fire Explosion show produced by CEI. Contained characters such as Rolf the Wolf, Duke Relu, Fats Geronimo, Beach Bear, Mitzi Mozzarella, Billy Bob, and Looney Bird, the mascot, who is a drunken bird who lives in an oil drum and drinks goofy gas, and later became a scientist in the new Rock of Fire show. And they had a pretty good condition show. The masks looks pretty good. And they had a Billy Bob walk around suit and the Looney Bird walk around suit. And for Billy Bob, I can't tell which version it is. It might be CI, but it might be Showbiz, but I'm not sure. Here's a picture of the show. And Fats is wearing a Christmas hat. And they even gave a frog a Christmas hat, which is really funny. How could that even fit on the frog? I have never seen a Rock-afire frog in person, but I don't know how big they are. And here's a picture of their Beach Bear and Mitzi, and they have the standard backdrops and balances. And here for Christmas, they install Christmas lights on the stage, which is pretty cool. And here's their arcade, starring games such as Wheel of Fortune and Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. I can't tell because of the low quality of the image. And they have a blue painted sky ceiling, which is really cool. And here is Billy Bob and the birthday bird. This place didn't last for very long, but they did have some merchandise. Here is Rolf the Wolf and Earl Schmerl, looking pretty standard and good. And there's the stage, and they had red curtains, unlike most shows which have white or no curtains or something else, like how Volo show has a garage door. Which overall, this stage is in really good condition, and it was also kind of train, clown, and a Looney Bird theme. The building was. The show looks pretty marvelous. And this place actually shut down for a particular reason. A competitor nearby that goes by the name of Charles Entertainment Cheese, which now that store actually shut down last year, actually, in 2025, which it sucks because they have a very rare stage. And Looney Birds also shut down too, which is sad that both of those places shut down that had animatronic stages. And they maintain the show pretty good. Here's Fats. Overall, this is a really cool restaurant idea. Naming it after Looney Bird. And there's Billy Bob places too, like Billy Bob's Pizza Theater, Billy Bob's Wonderland, other places that had rocket fires too, using the Billy Bob name for their shows, like a Billy Bob's Pizzatron, or a Billy Bob's Rock and Robot Show. But this time it's Looney Bird, which is pretty cool because he is a lesser known character. And unfortunately, this place shut down because of Chuck E. Cheese's. And here's a picture of the abandoned stage. They left everything behind. Antioch the Spider, Fats' Tune Machine, Duke's drum bass, backdrops, the Rockefeller sign, Looney Bird himself. But they left tons of stuff behind, which is pretty crazy. And it seems like some of the stuff got removed, such as the Looney Bird animatronic and the Smitty's backdrop. And unfortunately, this building is about to be gutted. And it's gonna be turned into something else this year, which sucks. They actually let a person in to take the props with permission. And they still had tons of the artwork on. Even Looney Bird. There's Duke's drum platform. The abandoned stage with some type of weird table thing. Next up, Covington, Louisiana. Covington, Louisiana is a very interesting one because they have a Looney Birds rug and a Billy Bob's musical Ferris wheel. Now it just says Ferris wheel Billy Bob, which is weird. Maybe the music doesn't work anymore, or it could just be that it might have weird music or something. I don't know why they covered up music. That's kind of weird. Maybe one of like the letters like chipped off or something, and they didn't want to repair it, so they just covered it with blue duct tape. And here's a picture of their little sticker. And on the men's and women's bathroom doors, they actually have Billy Bob for the boys' restroom and Mitzi for the girls' restroom. And surprisingly, it's the new Rockefeller designs and not the classic Rockefeller ones, which they had that show here. And here's an older picture with it saying musical Ferris wheel Billy Bob. And here's our prize wall starring coloring pages, some type of ticket thing, t-shirt, and a coloring page. And here is a picture of their tubes, which kind of look like the Chuck E. Cheese sky tubes, but they are different. And they had a Looney Bird walk around suit and a Billy Bob walk around suit. And once again, it's taken around Christmas time, and Mitzi has a custom Christmas hat with her name on it, which is really cool. And I think Aaron Factor actually made Looney Birds, actually. And here's a picture of their show looking pretty good. There's Billy Bob and Looney Bird. And weirdly enough, they have a free stage valance and blue curtains, which I'm not sure, but this could have been a former free stage, but it's unknown. Here's a picture of a Billy Bob. And it's unknown what happened to the Jackson, Tennessee ones, but we will know what happened to the Covington, Louisiana stage pretty shortly here. And see what I mean? It's a free stage valance. And the wink is supposed to be above there, which is a Chucky head animatronic, which that makes sense that they wouldn't have it, but it's odd that they have that. And Rolf's background has a blue sky underneath it. It's usually painted black, but this stage is pretty weird and interesting, and has a lot of charm to it. And also, it also has a orange, yellow, or brown wall. I can't tell. And then Fats' mask is clearly decaying in this picture. And then there's the Billy Bob walk-around suit. And overall, the stage does look pretty good, but some parts of it are just odd, like the free stage valance and stuff. And Rolf's applause sign fell down, and landed perfectly, or a person just put it there. But the stage layout is kind of interesting, and Covington did pretty good. I think it. Yeah, and Mitzi has some unique hair. And then Fats and a Beach Bear does not have a wig or a flower leg in this picture. Probably a more later Rock-a-Fire show. Then here's a prize wall, a frisbee for $5, which for like the 90s, that's really expensive. That's a really cool sign. And they're advertising menu items. Here's some type of balloon machine, which I can't read the text on because of how blurry the video is. And then here is the control room, which looks pretty good. Then around in the late 2010s or the early 2020s, the stage got sold on eBay for $20,000, which that's a pretty cheap price, and the animatronics don't look the best because most of their cosmetics are off, probably because of copyright issues, but Duke's mask is on, which is interesting. Then there's Looney Bird, Mitzi, Billy Bob, and now the most obscure location, Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Florida opened as a Looney Birds, and they contained a different stage. Before you ask, you might think, is it gonna be like the Animal Crackers band? Is it gonna be the Beagles? What is it gonna be? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is the new Rock-a-Fire Explosion. Built in 1993, and they had karaoke, which is pretty cool. So people can sing along to the show, and this shut down around the early 2000s too. And Looney Birds was short-lived. And they had the turntable stage, but the stage itself is actually red, which I actually like that. It's like not felt, but some type of material that's like soft looking, or it could just be the paint. And this is where Aaron Fector celebrated his 44th birthday at Looney Birds. Then they had a 8-foot tall gorilla animatronic built by CI, and he is currently in their warehouse, and they apparently also had a Wizard of Oz show with the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. That show has been since been given back to Aaron Fector, which the gorilla was in a stage, and his name is Shakespeare Reciting Gorilla, which is an interesting name for a gorilla. And they also had custom Christmas hats. So some of Looney Birds shared stuff like custom Christmas outfits. And there's Duke Chapeka, who is the voice actor of Duke LaRue the dog in this picture. Not much is known about the Looney Birds, but I just wanted to share what I do know about them. Here's a T-shirt. I had a Looney Time. That's their catchphrase with Looney Bird on it. Then these employee only VHS type things, which are pretty cool. The employee uniform, tokens, and a Looney Birds ticket, which is orange, just like the Showbiz Pizza Place ticket. And I don't know what this thing is, but it's kind of cool. A plate, pencils for the Jackson, Tennessee, cups, another T-shirt, and there is also a common phrase too. I partied at Looney Birds. So I had a Looney Time, and I partied at a Looney Birds. Here's a coupon, which is pretty cool and nice. Cool souvenir, and then a temporary tattoo, which Aaron Fector still has, and he will include them in his eBay listings, which is pretty awesome. So if you have the money to buy like a triac from Aaron Fector, you will receive a free temporary tattoo. And then there's pencils, T-shirt. Anyways, peace out.